Okay, hey everyone, how are we all doing? Okay, so everything I say in this video is my opinion, mine alone. Please feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. With that being said, let's get into today's video, shall we? Okay, so everyone is talking about Josh Duggar right now and the charges he's facing. That's the fact that he's now going to be out on bail tomorrow. But I was looking through to see what I could find out, because literally all I've ever heard about this family is what has come from people talking about Katie, and she has dragged their names through the mud and back again. So let's just start this off with a trigger warning. There is going to be talk of SA in this, and sadly it can't be helped. Also, I may have some unpopular opinions, because I would rather be transparent with you than feed you a load of BS. And with that being said, shall we actually get into this video? Okay, so 5 years ago, Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar done an interview, and so did the two daughters, Jill and Jessa. They're talking about Josh when he was 14 years old, and how he went to his parents and he told them that he had been inappropriately touching his sisters. They say that he told them over the clothes. I don't think it really matters either way, does it? Now my thoughts on that is, they must be pretty good parents. Now, before you snap my head off, wait. The fact that Josh felt that he could go to his parents and that he could tell them about these things is really good. This wasn't the last time it happened, sadly. It did happen another 3 times before they had to put something in place to stop this. Now, they say after the first time they were putting things in precautions, into safety methods, that none of the girls were allowed to be with Josh alone. None of the other children were allowed to be with Josh alone. The girls had locks on their bedroom doors at night. Jim Bob was taking Josh to work with him so he could keep a closer eye on him. And I think they'd done what they felt was right. Then it happened apparently another 2 times. But keep in mind that Josh did go and tell them both times. Now, my opinion is that speaks volumes about their parenting. The fact that he went to his parents and he felt safe enough to go to his parents and tell them what he had done, that is insane. He was then sent to, one second, I wrote it down where he was sent to. A training camp, which also involved, what am I forgetting? Which also involved counselling. Yeah, great. And upon returning from the counselling, Jim Bob and a friend, we don't know who the friend is, went with Josh to the police station, made a report to the officer. The officer warned him, but the officer never actually reported it, which is just insane in itself. The officer never actually made an official report about it. But then 5 years ago, they said that the officer had also now been arrested himself and was sentenced to 56 years in jail. Five years later, I believe there was an investigation into the situation around Josh, and it was too late to bring any charges. Sadly. Now, as far as Michelle and Jim Bob go, I think that they've done an amazing job by not only protecting their daughters, but also their son. And you'll probably disagree with this. Everyone runs around shouting, I wouldn't tolerate it, I'd be having them locked up right there, right then. But would you? Would you honestly? Bearing in mind this was your firstborn, I don't know if I would. I cannot say 100% what I would and wouldn't do. When I give birth to my children, the day they're born, I swear to them that come hell or high water, I will protect you. Whatever happens in life, I will protect you. That is important to me. My children are my life, my breath. They are a part of me. They are told from the moment they are born that they are loved. They are cherished and protected with every inch of my being. They sat the girls down and they explained to them what had happened. The girls had absolutely no idea, because whenever it happened, they were asleep. But they also sat the other children down and went through it with them too, making sure they all knew that there was rules put in place. When Josh went away and he came back, there were still rules in place. And then the girls did an interview, and this was heartbreaking. This was truly heartbreaking. They spoke to the police, and they were promised this wouldn't get leaked. This wouldn't be on the front pages. This would be an interview that was private. One of the girls went to the shops to find their photo on a front page with House of Horrors. I can only imagine how that felt. I can only imagine the pain they went through for that moment. I would be going ballistic. I would want people's blood. I want them fired. The works. Those girls are reliving this situation over again after they learned to forgive their brother and after they learned to trust their brother again. We know now that he didn't learn from his mistakes. We know now that he was more clever to cover it up and hide it. But those girls were heartbroken. And I know Katie's going to be on cloud cuckoo land right now. The fact that Josh has been arrested. She's probably not happy that he's going to be released tomorrow, but I don't think anyone would be happy about that, to be fair. I don't even think it's right that he's released. He should still be locked up. But he's not, so nothing we can do about it. But for them girls to go in and find their pictures plastered all over front pages, like, you can just imagine people in the shop. Look, this is. But the fact that he could go, I'm not going to drag his parents. They are not responsible for what he did. They done and are doing what any parent would do. Any parent. Now that may sound insane to some of you, but as a parent myself, I would want to protect all of my children. Not just one or two, all of them. And also, you can't blame his wife either. She is not responsible for what her husband does. And you know what? Everyone's telling her to leave him, leave him, leave him. I get it. This is a man that she loves. She is devoted to. She is the father to all 6 children and 1 unborn child. I understand. And I think people should keep their opinions to themselves. Because as a wife and a mother to 6 children and 1 unborn child, she is devoted to her husband, the father of her children. And I really hope, to God's sake, that he hasn't hurt his own children. From what we know right now, it's only been through things that are on the internet. Which is no... Please, don't think that's any less than actual children in the flesh, but oh God, those poor children. It is so hard in this situation to know what the right thing to say is. It is so difficult to make sure your word perfect. on what you should and you shouldn't say. Because if I say the wrong thing, which I probably have a few times, people are going to want to attack me for it. And by not thinking the same as they, maybe thinking I could get attacked for that. But I'm being honest. And I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. His wife and his parents must be going through hell trying to process all of this. I'm not a person who prays. I'm not religious in any ways or such. But if you are, please, please pray for these children. There is a high chance they're going to lose their daddy. And he deserves to be locked up, don't get me wrong. But these children are getting punished for something he did. So please, please, if you pray, then pray for them. But I couldn't imagine being those children. I couldn't imagine the pain that they're going to go through. Their daddy being locked up for a long time. They have to live with that. They have to live with knowing what their dad did. So have some compassion. Not for him, but the children involved in all of this. The children in the videos that he downloaded. The children in the photos that he was looking at. And his own children. And his unborn child. And the family who tried everything to stop this from becoming a reality. And with that, I am going to call this video a night. It is far too upsetting to think about. It is triggering to hell and back. And yeah. So if you could please, if you want to hear more from me, please like, share and subscribe. And I shall catch you all in the next video. Bye.